for all of that activity here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Before we head to the second half of this one, Alabama trailing the Auburn Tigers 26-21. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Regardless if it's before or after the game, enjoy Full Moon Barbecue, a great Southern tradition. The best little pork house in Alabama, voted one of America's top 10, and Full Moon now with 10 locations to serve you. The second half is coming up next. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield Sports.
We move to the second half here in the 2014 Iron Bowl. The Auburn Tigers up 26-21. Bama, as you heard from Coach Nick Saban, as he put it, maybe the worst first half of play all season, and yet the Tide is only down by 5.
Yeah, Alabama's offense turns it over a couple of occasions, 2 interceptions, and then the Bama defense gets beaten over the top on 2 different occasions for big plays. One time in 3 deep zone, as basic as it gets. The other time in quarters, meaning 4 across. And Auburn just runs right past the Alabama defense. But you're right, Eli. Alabama's red zone defense, though, has been very good, and that's what's kept Alabama in the mix here, down 26-21.
Bama gets the ball to begin the half. Quick reminder that transportation for the Crimson Tide Sports Network crew, and we'll be using it next week to drive to the Georgia Dome, is provided by Town and Country Ford, now with 2 locations. Town and Country Ford, I-59, exit 108, Academy Drive in Bessemer, and Town and Country Ford just off I-20 in Pell City. Big town selection and service, low country prices, great financing packages, and of course, folks, the 2015s are in, so whatever you're looking for, remember, Town and Country Ford.
Well, Eli, the total offense numbers just unreal. Auburn racks up 383 yards in the first 30 minutes of action. Alabama at 178. Of course, the Tide gets the football first. We always talk about the importance of the last 5 minutes of the first half, the first 5 minutes of the second half. And Alabama would like to get that last part of the second quarter back, but they can't do it. They've got to look forward and make something positive happen out of this first drive coming out of the half.
T.J. Yeldon, 8 carries, 58 yards. Wouldn't mind seeing him get a little more work here tonight.
Well, and the other thing, too, is with your run game, if you can have some success with that, it's more of a sustained drive type of scenario. This Bama defense has been on the field a lot already. As a matter of fact, Auburn's offense has filled up my paperwork over here in terms of the number of plays that they've run.
The Auburn starting position has been good, 35-yard line on average, and they've had the ball for 18 minutes and 20 seconds, Auburn has, so 11 minutes and change for Alabama. So here we go to start the second half. Bama at home in the crimson tops over the white pants. Auburn in the all-white, trimmed in blue and orange. Christian Jones to the near side, Andrew White across the way. They're the deep men to field the kick by Daniel Carlson. Again, there is a bit of a breeze now down low blowing towards the kicker. The tassels atop the uprights to our left are extended straight out. So there will be a wind in the face of the Auburn kicker right here. Again, Christian Jones to the near side, Andrew White across the way, and the second half is underway. Christian Jones from the 1, up the hash mark to the 15, angles to the numbers, gets outside the coverage, and he is forced out by the kicker at the 40-yard line. Daniel Carlson, the last gasp effort to deny a touchdown, and the kicker does just that, forcing Christian Jones out of bounds. They'll spot it at the 38-yard line. That's where Alabama will start, 1st and 10.
Yeah, Auburn 100th in the country in all of the United States in terms of kickoff coverage, and you can see why. Christian Jones found a gap there, and Alabama will operate from their own 38 here.
T.J. Yeldon works out of the backfield. Wideouts either way. Two men flanking the quarterback. Hand off to Yeldon. They try to tackle the football. He gets 2 yards out to the 40, maybe a half yard farther. They just don't even bother with the body. They just try to tackle the football.
Well, this is a defense that really relies on creating turnovers, and they've had 2 interceptions already tonight, and they will strip the football, especially when you get down into scoring territory. They've been very good in that part of the field.
2nd down and 7 for Alabama, snapping it from their own 42-yard line. Wideouts, 2 to the near side, 1 to the far. Amari Cooper in motion to the left side of the formation. Shotgun, Sims pumps, fires, intercepted for the 3rd time tonight at the 38-yard line. Jumping that was Jonathan Jones, his 6th interception of the year, and the 3rd pick thrown by Blake Sims tonight.
Well, Blake Sims had the initial read on that slant route, and he pumped, and then he went back to it, and in the meantime, Christian Jones had basically stopped his route. Jonathan Jones steps in front, and Auburn registers their 3rd turnover of the night.
Jermaine Whitehead had an interception earlier. Then Jonathan Ford. Now Jonathan Jones. And Auburn going to work with the lead as Bama squanders the opportunity to have the ball here to begin the second half. 2 wides to the left and 1 to the right. They look to the far sidelines. Ricardo Lewis is out there. Quarterback keeper, though, and he'll go forward, picking up 4 yards down to the 35-yard line. Ashawn Robinson makes the stop as we check in with our Cook's Pest Control sideline reporter, Chris Stewart.
Little activity, Eli, for Alabama. Jake Coker is starting to take some snaps and get loose.
We'll keep an eye on that. Coker, of course, the backup quarterback for Alabama, who has appeared in 6 games this year, either in mop-up roles or against outmanned opposition. Wideouts either way. Man in motion, handoff. Quan Bray coming across the formation. Into the secondary, spins around, gets hit. He's to the 21-yard line and a 1st down. He came all the way across. Quan Bray did. Finally, Jonathan Allen and Nick Perry put him down.
Yeah, from his slot position, he comes in that fly motion. They hand it to him on a rocket sweep. He gets to the edge, and Auburn now at the 23 of Alabama.
Heading towards the end zone to our left. Tony Brown is out there. We're not seeing Eddie Jackson. Here's the give. Cameron Artis-Payne. Jonathan Allen grabs him and slams him down. He got back to the line of scrimmage and no farther. How frustrating must this be to Nick Saban and to Kirby Smart, who have spent so much time trying to figure out the riddle of this Auburn offense?
Well, it's very frustrating because, in essence, as Nick Saban pointed out at the end of the half, it's been about execution. It hasn't been about necessarily being out of position, but recognizing the plays and doing your job.
No gain on that play. Here's a 2nd and 10. Quan Bray in motion. They fake it to him. Marshall throws near side. Caught by Payne out of the backfield. And Cameron Artis-Payne gets a 1st down inside the 10-yard. We're actually right at the 10-yard line. Tony Brown was there to make the play.
Well, the Bama defense has been superb in this part of the field all night long, and they are in now position to try and stop Auburn for what would be another field goal, down 26-21.
1st and 10 from the 11, so they can get a 1st down without the touchdown. Snap to Marshall, handoff Cameron Artis-Payne over left tackle. He'll get to the 6. He'll pick up 5 on the play. It'll be a 2nd down and 5. The slashing left, Jaron Reed finally made the stop.
Yeah. Artis-Payne very strong through the hips and the thighs. You cannot tackle him at that level. He'll run through, and that time he surged forward for 5 yards.
Ryan Anderson, who got banged up in the first half, is now on the field for Alabama. Again, they can get a 1st down without the touchdown. 2nd and 5 from the 6. Marshall rolls right, looks, throws over the top, catch is made. Landon Collins, though, quickly gobbles up the receiver. It'll be to the 6-yard line, a gain of a couple on the play. Good job by Landon Collins right on top of that one, diagnosing the play beautifully.
Yeah, excellent read by Landon Collins. Auburn, a pre-designed bootleg out to the right. They try to slip it to Ricardo Lewis, but Landon Collins would have none of it.
Auburn 4 of 9 in third down conversions. Here's a 3rd and 5 from the 6. Again, they can get the first down without the touchdown. 2 wides are stacked left. Here's Marshall across the middle. Touchdown Auburn. He found Quan Bray coming across at the goal line. 6-yard touchdown pass, converting on the Jonathan Jones interception to score.
And Quan Bray was stationed out to the right. He gets inside the Alabama defender right at the goal line. He's able to make the grab. Almost an inside pick. You know, most of those rub type routes take place to the outside. This one was actually to the inside. Quan Bray slipping underneath for the touchdown.
Tony Brown couldn't stay with him. Now the extra point by Daniel Carlson to try and add to Auburn's lead. There's motion at the far side, and there are flags on the play. Auburn's up 32-21.
False start. Offense. Number 98. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the try.
6th penalty of the night against the Auburn Tigers. Nick Marshall's just having his way, though. He's seeing everything, hitting the guys, running the ball well. And as the coach said, as we talked in the pregame, that's the guy who stirs the drink. He's the straw that keeps it going, and now the longer extra point is still up and good. So the Auburn Tigers add to the lead. They're on top 33-21. Here we go, the kick. Carlson kicks it short. It is going to bounce at the 20, goes laterally, scooped up by Alabama, and the Tides got it at the 25-yard line. That's where they'll start play. So a bouncing football fielded by Christian Jones, and the Tide will go to work here. 1st and 10. How different is the Auburn defense, Phil, that Blake Sims is being picked off 3 times tonight? Are they doing things that are that difficult to spot?
From my view, no. This is what they do. They play a 4-2-5 with a mixture of coverages, a mixture of pressures, and Ellis Johnson's dialed up some good calls tonight.
Here now, handoff Yeldon. He gets out across the 40 to the 45-yard line. Nice job there. 17 yards on the pickup. Robinson Therese finally makes the stop. They'll say his knee hit at the 41. He rolled the extra 4 yards, so they'll spot the football back at the 41. Nevertheless, there's where Bama makes hay.
Bama's just got to take a deep breath here and play their style, their brand of football, which is a mixture of run and pass, and rely on some of this run game to take some pressure off the quarterback.
Again, Yeldon, nothing up the middle. He'll come to the near side and get wrestled out of bounds by Therese at the 45-yard line. Jonathan Ford, Chris Frost, all there on the play. Pickup of 4. It'll be a 2nd down and 6 for Alabama. Just getting going, 3rd quarter. Auburn on top, 33-21. Bama with wides, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Sims to throw. The out route caught by Cooper. He'll lunge forward across the 50, close to but short of the first down. It'll be about a half-yard shy. They're going to have to measure. They'll bring the chains all the way across from the far side to the near sideline. Looked to me as though it was about a half-yard shy. I don't know, but that was my first gut reaction. Bama got a good spot on it. Let's see. The chains now getting there. Wow, got it. Got it by the nose of the football. Wonderful. Got it by the nose of the football.
Well, that little extra lunge by Amari Cooper with the football got the mark he needed.
Wow.
To pick up a fresh set of downs here. And this could be a big confidence booster for not only this Alabama offense, but specifically Blake Sims if the Tide can go down and get a score.
First and 10 from the 49 of Auburn. Bama heading left to right. They trail in the ball game, 33-21. Sims, straight drop, looks left, throws wide open, losing his footing, DeAndrew White. He went down on the cut at the 35, and he was wide open. He would have made the grab, but as he went for the cut, his feet slipped out from under him on this beautifully manicured turf, and it sails incomplete.
Yeah, that throw would have been on target had DeAndrew White not lost his footing, and of course that now sets up 2nd and 10. See if Alabama goes back to the run game or puts it in the air again.
Cooper, White, and Jones wide to the left side. Handoff Yeldon. He runs over a man who hangs on and puts him down. He ran up on the defense of Angelo Blackson, and the senior from Bear, Delaware, who was being used as a speed bump there, actually held on, and now it's going to be a 3rd down and 10. Yeldon leaves. Derrick Henry comes in. 3rd and 10 from the Auburn 49.
Yeah, Angelo Blackson right at the point of attack. Defeated the block, got off of it, and now that sets up this 3rd and 10 for Alabama.
Bama 1 of 4 in 3rd down conversions. 2 wides right, 1 to the left. Running back Derrick Henry will block. Sims steps up. He has running room, 50-45. He is going to be well short of the first down by 3 yards as he took off to the 41-yard line. He needed to get to the 38.
Well, this is an interesting call for Nick Saban here. 4th and 3.
Is it 4-down territory at this stage of the day?
In a game where you're having trouble stopping the other team, I think you've got to go for it here, and that's exactly what the Tide's going to do. 4th and a long 3 from Auburn's 42.
Bama 1 of 1 in 4th down conversions today. They are 6 of 9 on the year. Let's see if Blake Sims can change cadence and draw Auburn offside. Derrick Henry is the setback. DeAndrew White in motion. Shotgun snap. Swing out. Near side White with a block. He's got the close to the first down. Wow. He had to get to the 38 and a half. Looks like he got it. He does. My goodness, it was close. But he got it. And a first down for Alabama.
Well, DeAndrew White was stationed as a wide receiver, motioned into the backfield, and then released on a simple swing route. He was able to catch the ball, and by the hair of his chinny chin picks up the first down.
Austin Shepard with a nice block that time. All right, Bama now 1st and 10 from the Auburn 39. Sims, play action, stands in the pocket, looks long, Cooper wide open, he's got it, touchdown Alabama! He burned Jonathan Ford for the 2nd time tonight. It was a 39-yard touchdown pass for the Alabama touchdown.
Well, Amari Cooper's a masterful route runner, and as he released up the field, he did what they call a shake route. He dipped to the outside, broke it back across the feet of Jonathan Ford and Jonathan Jones, this near side corner, and Alabama draws to within 6 at 33-27.
Boy, the offense needed that, didn't they, folks? They needed that. Now the extra point try. It is blocked by Auburn. Gunnar Rayborn's extra point blocked by Angelo Blackson, who got his hand up in the air, and it's 33-27 Auburn. Extra point is blocked. We've got timeout on the field. Now another kickoff by J.K. Scott. He's had 3 touchbacks. And here comes Christian Jones trotting back. So that's good news, and the kick. Near side. Jonathan Ford from the 1. Up the numbers, gets outside a man, up the near side, and he's hit hard at the 25-yard line and put out of bounds. Now the question is, where did he step out? I believe he stepped out about way upfield at around the 17 or 18. As the officials concur, they're going to move the football back to the 17-yard line. Yeah, that contact happened outside, upfield to almost the 25, 30-yard line, but instead he'd actually stepped out of bounds at the 18. And Alabama needs to rise up here. They do.
what would only be the third time all night to get this Auburn offense off the field.
Bama has brought Bradley Sills out. He started earlier in the year. Now the number 10 tackler on the ball club. He's on the DB side. Here's the toss to Cameron Artis-Payne. Landon Collins going laterally with him and pulls him down at the 20. It'll be a pickup of 2. Good job, lateral pursuit by the Thorpe finalist, the Nagurski finalist, and the Bednarik semifinalist, Landon Collins.
Well, Landon Collins is a key figure in all this because when he's not playing deep safety, he's playing down in the box and at that money position, that 6 defensive back position, and that time he closed on Cameron Artis-Payne for only a pickup of 2.
3 wides left, 1 to the right. Second down and 8. Man in motion for Auburn. Here now is the keeper by the quarterback who goes right, and the Bama defense stays home. They saw that coming directly at them, and DJ Petway stayed home right there to make the nice play. Good job.
Very impressive tackle by DJ Petway on Nick Marshall, who they kept contained on that quarterback run. And now Auburn faces a 3rd and 8.
Auburn 5 of 10 in third down conversions. Here's a 3rd and 8 from their own 20. 6:42 to go in the third. Auburn with a 6-point lead. Marshall, shotgun, gets it, throws across, and somehow caught by Duke Williams magnificently at the 36. Landon Collins, well, let's see, does he have it? Yeah, he does. Landon Collins thought he had it.
Well, he wrestled it away from Duke Williams when they were on the ground, but in these type situations, the tie usually goes to the receiver.
And Duke Williams is hurt. He had come in not at 100%. And there he went up and got drilled, and Collins came away with the ball, but the play was already dead. Duke Williams on his back unhooks his chin strap at the 35-yard line. And now he's being helped to his feet by the Auburn training staff, and he'll walk off to the far side, a little bit gingerly, but he is walking under his own power.
He's nursing that right knee injury. He missed the Samford game. They held him out a weekend ago to try to get him as close to top speed as possible. He's not at full speed tonight, but what a great catch by Duke Williams with contact, traffic, and an All-American Landon Collins trying to go for that football.
6:25 remaining in the third. Auburn with a 36-27 lead, a 6-point advantage. Melvin Ray and Quan Bray are wide to the near side, one wide out right. Here's a 1st and 10, Auburn from their own 35. Bray heads towards the formation. He'll line up in front of Marshall. They give Bray the football. He'll go right behind the blocking of Cameron Artis-Payne, and he gets across the 40 to the 43-yard line, picks up 7 on the play. Let's check in with Chris.
Eli, Auburn was desperately trying to get a timeout called from the sidelines on that play. Could not get the officials' attention in time, and yet they still picked up 7 or 8.
That's our Cook's Pest Control sideline reporter, Chris Stewart. As we're inside 5.5 now remaining in the third. Auburn looking at a 2nd down and 3 from their own 43. Auburn leads by 6. Cameron Artis-Payne to the right of his quarterback. Here now is the give to Payne. He'll come to the near side, nearly tripped up, but he gets away, gets a yard to the 44 with Rashawn Evans and Trey DePriest there. Rashawn tripped him up, and Trey put him down. And here's a 3rd and a couple.
Well, this is a huge conversion down for this Alabama defense that has struggled to get off the field all night long.
They'll bring in Brandon Fultz, the H-back. Auburn 6 of 11 in 3rd down conversions. 3 are lined up to the right of the quarterback. Bray goes wide right. 1 man wide to the left. Shotgun. Marshall has protection. Loads up. Looks long. Far side with Bradley Silv defending. The ball is caught. And they are going to say a completion at the 21-yard line by Quan Bray. With Bradley Silv in man-to-man coverage. And now they're going to say it's an interception. Bradley Silv says, I've got the football, not Quan Bray. The officials came over. The head linesman signals a catch, and then they say interception by Bradley Silv. It'll be his first pick. Now they reverse it, and they'll give the ball to Auburn, and they quickly run the snap. Cameron Artis-Payne, and Alabama fans saying that play should have been waved off, and the officials should have looked at that replay. But Auburn came to the line and snapped it in a hurry. But let's listen.
Prior to the snap, we were buzzed for a replay on the previous play. Prior to the snap, the previous play was ruled a catch and a first down for Auburn. The previous play is under further review.
Now, both men came down out of bounds. I will tell you this.
Eli, I don't know that in my entire football career I've seen back-to-back, literally tie footballs in terms of the receiver and the defender coming down simultaneous with the catch. Now, Bradley Silv was out of bounds, so it won't be an interception, I don't think. But at the same time, I don't know how that could be a catch for the receiver when he clearly does not have full possession.
Silv's left foot, well, might have come down. No, it's tough to tell. We're having a better view up here. Yeah, his left foot is in. His right foot is out of bounds. Though Bradley seems to have the ball. His left foot hits in bounds, Phil. Then he is shoved out by Quan Bray. And then the question is, who has the ball? Bray went up, it went through his hands, off Bradley Silv's shoulder, and Bradley has the ball. But I don't know if he had it until he was out of bounds.
Well, this is going to be a real interesting call here, because I don't know how you say which guy had possession, and they both end up outside. See, I thought they signaled a catch, and then he was waving the chains down rather than signaling Alabama's football is what I thought I saw. No, he didn't. He said he was buzzed.
Hubert Owens did not say what the field ruling was. He said he was buzzed by Rocky Good. The officials wear a buzzer system, and they can be buzzed by the replay official to stop play. And that's what Rocky Good did. Even though Auburn came to the line of scrimmage, the officials had been buzzed with that beeper system before the snap.
Remember, that was a 3rd and 2 call, and Auburn let that ball go deep. They took a shot with Quan Bray against Bradley Silv down that far boundary.
Nick Saban is arguing the Alabama case. Gus Malzahn standing on the Auburn sidelines. I don't know if I could have made a call on the video I've seen, and clearly Rocky Good is having a tough time. He knows how important this call is, and this replay review has gone on for 2 minutes and change with Rogers Redding in attendance, the nation's supervisor of officials. Let's listen in.
After further review, the ruling is that there was joint possession by both players. Therefore, the ruling on the field stands. That was a catch by Auburn, first down.
So it is going to go 35 yards for Auburn on the dual possession. Like I said, you couldn't tell on the replay which man had it. So they're going to go with Auburn on the 35-yard
For the second time, the tie goes to the runner. In football, the tie goes to the offensive player. And back-to-back, literally back-to-back snaps. Duke Williams pulls one away from Landon Collins, and Quan Bray is able to wrestle the ball away from Bradley Silv.
So with 4:35 to go in the third, it's 1st and 10 Auburn from the Alabama 21. Auburn with the ball, leading by 6. And now the line judge goes across to talk to referee Hubert Owens. Whatever was the problem, they have gotten it solved quickly enough. And they'll wind the play clock from 25 seconds. So from the 21, Auburn has 2 wides to the left. Quan Bray to the right. Cameron Artis-Payne, the running back. Here's the give to Cameron Artis-Payne. Stiff arms Bradley Silv. Gets the edge and gets down inside the 15 to the 13-yard line. Pickup of 6, maybe 7 on the play. It'll be a second down and actually an 8-yard gain now, a second down and 2.
Well, these Tigers are so efficient on first down. For the season, they've averaged 6.7 yards per play on first down, and you can imagine at 2nd and 3, they're almost impossible to start. Here they are at 2nd and 2.
Here's the inside handoff. Trey DePriest gets Cameron Artis-Payne to lose yardage. He was there as the handoff was made. Dalvin Tomlinson as well, but Trey really made the play, and it'll lose yardage. It'll now be a 3rd down and 5, so it loses 3 on that stop.
Alabama dials up a run blitz with Trey DePriest coming around the corner. And again, Alabama has stiffened down in the red zone. They've done it time after time tonight.
Duke Williams checks in for Auburn. Jonathan Allen for Bama. Here's a 3rd and 5. Marshall looks left side wide open. A man is there. Does he get it? No. Duke Williams could not come down with the ball. He was wide open. Yeah. I mean, wide
Auburn
open.
had stacked 2 receivers to this near side, and Alabama dropped coverage on Duke Williams. It was a semi-rub play, and Duke Williams wide open. Nick Marshall, of course, didn't realize he was going to pop that free in the end zone and overshoots him. Bama dodges a big bullet there, and Daniel Carlson will try to tack on still another field goal.
It'll be a 33-yard try. He's hit from 20, 27, and 25. Off the far hash mark. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So a 33-yard field goal by Daniel Carlson, and the Auburn Tigers extend their lead to 9. 3:30 remaining in the 3rd here at the 2014 Iron Bowl.
Well, Eli, the blocked extra point, you knew when it happened it would loom large, and right now Bama is down 2 scores by 9. So trailing 36-27, Bama's got to be positive again, get points on the board, and get back within a score of these Auburn Tigers.
Again, Carlson to kick. Christian Jones is to the near side. DeAndrew White to the far side. They stand near the end zone to our left. Carlson tees it up, starts his run towards the football. And the kick. Another lengthy one. And it goes into the end zone, and yet another touchback for the redshirt freshman from Colorado Springs. Of course, he takes the place of Cody Parkey, now in the National Football League, who was the kicker for the Auburn Tigers a season ago.
Yeah, the punter for Bama, J.K. Scott, and the kicker from Auburn, Daniel Carlson, both hailing from Colorado.
Indeed.
It doesn't look like either one of them have trouble kicking at sea level, I can tell you that.
Not at all, let alone at the mile high. All right, Derrick Henry is going to go for Bama now in the tailback spot. We've got Chris Black split wide to the near side in man-to-man coverage with Jonathan Mincy. Blake Sims, play action, loads up, looks long. Amari Cooper behind the D. He's got it. 15, 10, 5, touchdown, bingo! 75 yards, burning Jonathan Mincy. Man, did Bama need that.
Well, Nick Saban and Lane Kiffin have been watching this Auburn offense throw it over the heads of the Alabama defense, and they said, why don't we try one? And in my film study, Eli, I thought that Jonathan Mincy, the senior corner, would be an intended target all night long, especially when he was matched up with Amari Cooper, and number 9 simply raced right past him for the 75-yard touchdown.
And now Adam Griffith to attempt the extra point. He is in, and he will boot it up. And Alabama draws close with 3:20 to go. It's 36-34. Auburn by 2. That Bromberg's Rolex scoring drive. One play, 75 yards, 10 seconds off the clock. 9 catches, 180 yards, 3 touchdowns for Amari Cooper. 36-34 Auburn. And here we go. The kick by J.K. Scott. The Bama players talking it over with him. And they'll boot it away. It's Corey Grant from the 1. Near side. Thrown neatly tripped up by Alabama's defenders, who themselves were being tripped up.
Yeah,
a great job by Jabril Washington going down, and he just reached out to get the man. And now J.K. Scott is going to the Alabama locker room. He is trotting off, but he's going back. I believe he might have had just to take a private moment the way it looked.
Well, he's hustling into that locker room, and he'll be back. But Jabril Washington, it's an excellent tackle there, and Auburn starts again inside their own 20. But Bama's defense has given up a score on 8 of 10 possessions. This crowd pleading with the Crimson defense to get them stopped.
Quan Bray in motion, 3 wides right. Cameron Artis-Payne has the football, being chased by Xavier Dixon. He slows him a bit, and Cameron Artis-Payne gets a couple of yards to the 22-yard line.
Well, this Auburn offense trying to, I think that's a little absurd tonight. This entire stadium is rocking, and it's been a roller coaster ride for everyone in the building tonight.
Auburn by 2, 2:45 remaining, third quarter. Here's Marshall. Has time, throws, caught by Duke Williams across the middle off of a bit of a shove with Geno Smith, but it'll be a first down grab by Duke Williams, the junior college All-America, living up to all of the advanced pub. 6 receptions against Mississippi State for 2 touchdowns and 110 yards that night. Here now, man in motion. The give, Cameron Artis-Payne to the near side, tripped up by Xavier Dixon. But again, he'll pick up a couple of yards out to the 37-yard line before he was tripped up.
Well, that's what Alabama wants to see Payne do, try to take the ball to the edge, because they can close on him to the perimeter. But when he gets going north and south, he's a very physical runner. And you talk about physical as a player. How about Duke Williams in that slot? He pushed off on Geno Smith and got that previous third down conversion.
Duke is one of 3 wides to the right. Marcus Davis and Quan Bray are the others. Sammy Coates is wide to the left. Cameron Artis-Payne lined up to the right rear of his quarterback, who's in the shotgun. On the 2nd and 8, Marshall swings it out, knocked out of midair by Alabama. DJ Petway, 3rd time he has done that this year, swatting the football out of midair, and it'll be a 3rd down and 8 for Auburn, back at their own 37-yard line.
Yeah, Auburn facing 3rd and 8. They'll leave the 4 wide receivers on the field. Alabama will counter with their dime package. Bradley Silv in the game at left corner. Cyrus Jones, they have not targeted him much at all tonight on this right corner spot.
Auburn 7 of 13 in 3rd downs. The snap to Marshall. Here comes penetration by Bama. Marshall's on the run. He'll get to the edge. He'll throw back across the field, and it is picked off by Alabama. Picked off and brought back by Nick Perry. He's to the near sideline and tripped up at the 30. Nick Perry, his 2nd interception of the year. A 24-yard run back. Another $1,000 from our friends at Wells Fargo to the Children's Hospital of Alabama. That's $10,000 on the year from Wells Fargo, and Bama's in business at the Auburn 30-yard line.
We'll give Alabama's defensive front the credit there. Ashawn Robinson got the penetration, flushed Nick Marshall, and for the first time tonight, he made a mistake. He tried to throw a ball back across his body to the middle of the field. Nick Perry there to make the pick, and now Alabama at the 31 of the Auburn Tigers.
With 1:40 to go, Alabama down by 2. We're in the 3rd quarter. Lots of football yet to play. Sims sends Yeldon in motion to the left of the quarterback. Handoff to Yeldon. And TJ goes from the 31 down to the 29. Picks up 2 yards on that dive. It'll be a 2nd down and 8. Montravius Adams was in on the tackle for the Auburn Tigers. He wears number 1 on defense. Of course, Duke is wearing a number 1 on offense for Auburn. 3 wides left, 1 to the right now. on a 2nd and 8 from the 29. Sims looked left, comes off near side to Cooper, who'll make the grab inside the 25 and the 24-yard line. It'll be a 3rd down and 3. Jonathan Mincy was there to make sure Cooper went no farther.
Well, and Bama has got to convert this turnover into points. It's 3rd and 3 here. You want to get the first down, obviously, but you cannot take a sack.
Yeah.
So Blake Sims, if he doesn't like what he sees here, if it is a pass, he's got to get the ball out of his hand and not take a sack, potentially run for a first down if he can.
That was Amari Cooper's 100th reception of the year. Here now Sims drops back, throws, complete. First down Alabama, inside the 10. And Amari goes for his 101st catch down to the 8-yard line. Amari Cooper finally put down by Jermaine Whitehead. And now Bama's offense clicking on all cylinders. 11 catches, 201 yards for Amari Cooper.
Well, we've seen Bama go to that play numerous times this year, 3rd and short. Amari Cooper releases off the line very quickly, finds an open hole. Blake Sims throws on time, in rhythm. Coop does the rest, and Bama now inside the 10 at the 8-yard line of the Auburn Tigers.
Empty backfield, Yeldon in motion to the far side of the field. There's motion at the line of scrimmage, and the flags will be flying. Looked like maybe Leon Brown and them say they were drawn off. Let's see what the officials say. Looked like Auburn might have jumped, at least according to the Bama players. Remember, Amari Cooper had 12 receptions against West Virginia.
False start. Offense, number 72. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
They're calling it on Leon Brown. The school record is 13 receptions in a game by DJ Hall against Tennessee back in 2007.
Well, Amari Cooper was trying to signal back to Blake Sims in terms of the eye contact and the signal on this single receiver side. There was a bit of a delay, and so that made Blake Sims not snap the football, and Leon Brown move.
And the play clock and the game clock have come to 0. We're moving to the 4th with Alabama knocking on the door, trailing Auburn by 2, 36-34. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield Sports. No doubt about it.
But this is a big series of downs. Alabama, of course, has a field goal in their pocket at first and goal from the 13. So Blake Sims has got to be judicious with the football here, and let's see what happens as we go into this 4th quarter.
2 wides to the right, 1 to the left. TJ Yeldon comes left, empty backfield. Sims, shotgun, has time. He's going to run it. He's to the 15. He angles to the far side. He's out at the 11-yard line. He'll pick up 3.5 on the play. It'll be a 2nd down and 7. Again, Alabama, as you know, can get a first down without the touchdown here, obviously.
Well, Eli, they can't, because remember that ball,
That's
the
right.
false
I
start.
correct myself with that false start.
It'll be
You're right.
2nd and goal
It
from
is
the
2nd
11.
and goal.
Here.
I stand corrected. Thank you, Phil. You're right. 2nd and goal after that penalty on Leon Brown of earlier. 2 wides left. 1 to the right. Yeldon aligned to the right of his quarterback. Here's Sims. Straight drop. Looks. Everybody's covered. He's going to run. He's to the 10. He's to the 5. He's going to go to the angle of the end zone. Touchdown! 11 yards. Blake Sims gives Alabama the lead. Cam Robinson is injured on the play for the Tide. He is on one knee at the 25, but Blake Sims gets on his high horse and rushes for an 11-yard touchdown to give Bama the lead.
And Nick Saban is looking at the chart here. Bama up 4. I think the Tide's going to keep the offense on the field and go for 2 here and try to make this a 6-point differential. And grab that missed extra point, or the one that was blocked. Get it back here with a 2-point conversion.
The training staff at the 25-yard line. They have surrounded big Cam Robinson, who is on one knee. Jeff Allen, the head trainer, is looking at him. Cam has been a huge part of the Bama offense this year. The true freshman from Monroe, Louisiana. Grant Hill will be the man to come in here on special teams as Cam walks haltingly to the near sideline. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Grant Hill will go to the right tackle spot. Austin Shepard will line up at the left. Bama going for 2 here to get a 6-point lead. Amari Cooper in motion. Here's Sims, shotgun. He's got it. He stutter steps, throws a BB to the goal line. It is caught for the 2-point conversion. A BB of a pass. Caught by Alabama for the 2-point conversion. DeAndrew White, a spectacular job with men draped all over him. And we have got Alabama with the score, leading by 6. And we've got a timeout on the field. Just getting going in the 4th. 14:33 remaining in the Iron Bowl. It's Alabama 42, Auburn 36. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield Sports. Quickly to Chris Stewart.
Eli, just to continue the thought you guys were having, as we said, Jake Coker was loosening up. It seems that every time we think Jake Coker is going to be our quarterback, Blake Sims turns into Superman.
Well, let's just keep him going. Find him another phone booth and let him change again. J.K. Scott to kick it away. He'll boom it. Grant's got it. He'll come to the left side, then return to the right, gets tripped up as he gets to the 25. Nick Perry and others were there on special teams for Alabama. Crimson Tide football being brought to you in part by Hyundai. College football fans show their loyalty in all kinds of ways. Ours, just buy another Hyundai. Now let's see if the Bama defense can come up large.
Well, they responded to last series with an interception. Bama dialed up a couple of pressures, and I think Nick Saban and Kirby Smart have almost decided, look, let's just go after Nick Marshall and let it all hang out here. We can't defend this Auburn team playing back.
Ashawn Robinson digs in. Marshall stands in. Everybody's covered. Marshall gets away from Brandon Ivory. He'll throw a near side, and it's incomplete after Brandon Ivory stayed right with the big quarterback. And Bradley Sill doing the job in the secondary. And how unusual. Bama started the year with Bradley Sill starting at left corner. And now Sammy Coates is limping as he goes back to the Auburn huddle and actually going to the sidelines. But Bama began the year with Bradley Silv starting at left corner. Then he kind of disappeared from the scene. And now, last regular season game, who's back? Bradley Silv. We've come full circle.
Well, you talk about Blake Sims offensively. Give Bradley Silv a lot of credit because he's been put in a very difficult circumstance tonight after seeing his teammates get torched at that left corner position, and now he's out there making plays. But again, Eli, Bama dialed up a pressure. They brought 5, and that has made Nick Marshall uncomfortable here these last 2 possessions.
Melvin Ray is in for Sammy Coates. Man in motion. Here's the toss, and around the left side, Bama stays with Quan Bray and puts him down after a pickup of a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 9. The Bama D putting that pressure on just like you said, Phil.
And again, that was pressure off the edge. Auburn runs the rocket sweep right into the heart or to teeth of that package for Alabama. And now the Tide with a chance to get off the field for the first time on a 3rd down, 3-and-out situation.
Uzama is in. Marcus Davis is in. 2 wides to the near side. The snap. Marshall under pressure. He's hit. He is still on his feet. No, he's put down for the first sack of the game. Xavier Dixon, come on down. And now a 3-and-out. The first of the night. Auburn will have to punt it away.
Bama's first 3-and-out. They rush 4, decide to play coverage. It was too thick for Marshall to find a place to go with the ball, and no one got beyond the quarterback, so nothing opened up for Marshall to run, and Alabama gets off the field on a 3-and-out for the first time in a long time.
Second punt of the night for Carlson with Christian Jones standing deep. The kick goes towards the far sidelines. Christian Jones makes the grab, backpedals, tries to reverse direction, lost yardage, and he'll be downed at around the 28-yard line. We'll see exactly where they spot it. Yep, back at the 27, actually. A 43-yard punt and negative yardage on the return. Here we go. Cooper wide left. Quick throw near side. Amari's got it on the screen. He's to the 30-35, and he skips out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Nice little quick block by Christian Jones, starting the opening on the near side.
Well, that play is almost impossible to stop, especially when Amari Cooper is in motion and off the line of scrimmage. You can't jam him from that position. Blake Sims throws it out to him, and Bama picks up 8 on first down.
Cooper and White on the right. Here now the handoff. Yeldon turns the left corner. First down, feeds a 50. He's to the 45-40, and he is hauled down. Finally, by Jonathan Ford, the boundary safety. Give it to TJ and ride that horse. Ryan Kelly and Ari Quanjo.
TJ Yeldon has not had a lot of opportunities this year to get into the open field, but he saw daylight that time and tried to accelerate as best he could, and Alabama now inside the 40 of the Auburn Tigers.
A 25-yard pickup. Now the snap to Sims. Blake stands in, looks long. Cooper past the D, but the throw overflies everybody, incomplete at the 2-yard line. He had outrun the 2 defenders with a strong throw, a bit too much oomph on
Well,
it.
Bama had their receivers stationed 2 by 2, and they ran the same play that Auburn has scored on a couple times. The double seam, all 4 receivers going up the field, and Amari Cooper in the slot had room, but Blake Sims overshot him.
Amari better than 200 yards. He had 224 against Tennessee earlier in the year. Here's a 2nd and 10, Bama from the Auburn 39. Raheem Falcons in motion. The toss, Yeldon peels off a block of Jalston Fowler. Is working hard to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe didn't even do so. Elijah Daniel, the defensive end over there, doing a nice job to bust it up for the Auburn Tigers.
Yeah, Bama's had Raheem Falcons come in motion. Remember in the first half, Eli, they had the design boot and the play was just discombobulated from the outset. That was a toss crack, but nothing doing there for Alabama now facing this 3rd and long.
3rd and 11 after Jonathan Mincy busted up that play. Football is at the 40. Bama needs the 29 for the first down. Yeldon, they play action it to him. Sims looks, throws a BB, wide open Bama, first down grab. It's loose at the 25-yard line. And Amari Cooper, the go-to man. When in doubt, dial up Amari Cooper for a first down.
Well, Auburn elected to play a soft 2-deep zone, and Amari Cooper is wide open in the middle of the field, and with good pass protection, Grant Hill now at right tackle, Austin Shepard on the left side. There was a pocket clean for Blake Sims to step up and deliver a strike.
Amari Cooper bypassing his total at Tennessee when he had 13 receptions for 224. 2 wides right, the Andrew White left, the give. Left side, Yeldon turns the corner. He's to the 15, steps out of bounds. He does go down to the end zone, but he stepped out of bounds at the 16. Ari Quanjo and O.J. Howard with the blocks there. Nevertheless, a pickup of 9.5. So it'll be just a half yard shy of the first down, but he did clearly step out of bounds.
Alabama finding success on first down. 9 yards on that carry by TJ Yeldon, and now Alabama looking at a 2nd and 1. They hold all the cards here, Eli, as we get closer to the 10-minute mark in this 4th quarter.
And remember, Austin Shepard is playing at left tackle. Grant Hill is the right tackle. After Cam Robinson got hurt, here's the give. Yeldon right side 10, outside the defense 5. Flags are down. That one may well come back from the reaction of Lane Kiffin. Might well be a hold there as Yeldon kicked it to the outside.
Holding. Offense, number 70. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay 2nd down.
Ryan Kelly, the center.
Well, that's a huge penalty because Bama was way ahead of the sticks at 2nd and 1, and now it gets pushed back. It will be a 2nd and 11.
10:29 to go in the game. Dominic Jackson now checks in.
Yeah, Bama
Derrick
going
Henry.
with a heavier package with
heavy jumbo
Justin
package.
Fowler in the game, almost like a two tight end set here.
Derrick Henry to the right of his quarterback. He'll throw a nice block. Blake Sims out route. Throw. DeAndrew White makes the grab. He'll be inches shy of the first down. It'll be third and about a half yard. Derrick Henry threw a magnificent block, as he mentioned in the play-by-play, right off the start to disrupt and upend a potential tackler.
Well, that's how you get 10 yards back very quickly. You put Blake Sims on the corner. He throws a strike to DeAndrew White, and now Alabama at third and less than a yard here just outside the 15-yard line.
Bama 3 of 7 tonight in third down conversions. That's all. But they need one right here. They need inches to convert. Alabama. Sims under center. Gives to the up man, and Jalston Fowler bowls his way forward inside the 10 for the first down to the 7-yard line. Give it to Nudie.
Well, the pro scouts love Jalston Fowler because he can run it, he can block, he can catch it out of the backfield, and he is a versatile piece in this Alabama offense being directed by Lane Kiffin.
And it took the boundary safety, Jonathan Ford, to stop him. That's how quickly he penetrated through the Auburn D. 9 minutes to go in the ball game. Come on, clock. Bama 42, Auburn 36. First and goal, Alabama from the Auburn 8. Yeldon looks for running room. He'll wind through the defense for 2 down to the 6-yard line. Ben Bradley and Gabe
Auburn
Wright trip
has
him up.
had success this year defensively on third down and in the red zone. So this is not an easy job here. Alabama starting with the long goal-to-goal situation at 1st and 8, now 2nd and 6 after the 2-yard run. Almost feel like Bama's going to have to throw it into the end zone in this sequence of downs here.
Bama leads by 6. Brandon Green is on the field now. All 6'5", 308 pounds of him. Lined up at the left of the line. DeAndrew White in motion. Rolling right Sims. Looks, everybody's covered. He unloads end zone. Amari Cooper. Touchdown. Or was it DeAndrew? DeAndrew White with the touchdown. DeAndrew White, a 6-yard touchdown reception. And Alabama pads their lead with 8:05 to go in the ball game. And now, again, you'll try for 2.
Well, again, the mobility of Blake Sims. He gets the ball out on the edge. DeAndrew White continued to work to try to get open. Sims finds him in the back of the end zone, and now Alabama up 48-36, up 12. The chart says go for 2, and that's what Nick Saban's going to do.
The chart of probabilities.
Bama's going to take a timeout here.
Bama's going to probably take a timeout, as Phil says. It'll be their first. Well, now there is no timeout. They're going to play. They had to reset the play clock. And that's what Hubert Owens was whistling about. And Bama's going to go for 2. Leading 48-36 with 8:05 to go in the game. O.J. Howard in motion to the right of the formation here. Sims rolling right, under pressure. Drake is going to run it towards the end zone. He trips up and does not get in. He lunged forward, came up a yard shy.
Yeah, his footing came away, and I tell you, Blake Sims rolled all the way into that far corner, and he's slow in getting up, Eli.
He is not straightening up, but now he is. He is going to trot to the near sideline. Man, he was hurt for a moment. But Alabama leads 48-36. We'll take a timeout on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield Sports. Blake Sims, since those 3 interceptions, 9 of 11 passing, 183 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 rushes for 20 yards and a touchdown. since the third of those trio of intercepts. Now J.K. Scott to kick it away for Alabama. A bit of a shorter kick. It bounces at the 15. Quan Bray runs into his own man, spins away from a couple of guys. Dylan Lee puts him down at the 31-yard line, so they still end up with fairly good field position, even after the attempt to kick it away from Quan Bray.
Yeah, that ball actually hit the ground, and Bray was fortunate that it bounced almost right into his arms. It didn't kick back toward the Alabama coverage unit. But Alabama has forced an interception, and their first 3 and out. Let's see if they can pull the trifecta here. 7:58 left in the fourth quarter.
Duke Williams wide to the near side, to the other way. Marshall stands in. Marshall goes long, looking for Sammy Coates. Got him in stride at the 20-yard line. That time he had coverage from Geno Smith, but they go for 53 yards to Sammy Coates, getting him out of a big jam.
Sammy Coates looks 100% healthy tonight. He's carried around a bulky knee brace all year, but he has raced past this Alabama defense all night long.
Now from the 17-yard line of Alabama, Marshall swings it out near side. Marcus Davis, he can't turn it upfield. Landon Collins greets him in the near flat. They'll give him a half yard to the 15-yard line, but Landon Collins doing a great job there as DJ Petway now checks in, replacing Jonathan Allen.
I tell you, Bama's given up some big plays tonight, obviously, over 500 yards in total offense for Auburn. But in this red zone, the Tide has played actually very well. They've forced 5 field goals on the night.
Bama by a dozen. 7:15 to go in the game. Fade route, near side, towards Coates. It's bobbled, it is knocked around, and out of bounds it goes. They tried the fade route. Bradley Silv finally came over to help out. He and Nick Perry were there. They knocked it away and darn near intercepted it on the tip drill in the end zone.
Yeah, Bama brought pressure, and that leaves the corner one-on-one. But what want to and desire those 2 Alabama defenders, Jabril Washington and Bradley Silv, getting that ball onto the ground.
Auburn 7 of 15 in third down conversions, though this clearly is 4-down territory. Here's a 3rd and 9. Marshall stands in, lofting it to the end zone. Nobody there. Auburn looking for an interference on Cyrus Jones, but the ball nowhere near, incomplete. It was an uncatchable football, and now 4th down. And as we said, clearly in 4-down territory here with 7 minutes to go in the game.
Yeah, Auburn
and Bama
down,
up by a dozen.
Auburn down 12, so a touchdown, a 2-point conversion. Field goal still doesn't get them there. Gus Malzahn going to go for here on 4th and 8.
Auburn 1 of 1 in 4th down conversions tonight. 2 of 5 on the year. Marshall steps up. Sidearm throw, caught at the 10-yard line. He is not going to get there. They stop him. They stop him. He made the grab at the 10. He needed the 6. And Marcus Davis denied, and Alabama takes over on downs. Alabama takes over on downs.
And Nick Perry reacted to the route in front of him, made a secure tackle in the open field on Marcus Davis to stop him short, and Alabama's defense once again denies the Auburn Tigers down tight in this all-important red zone.
Timeout. 6:55 remaining in the game. Bama 48, Auburn 36 on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield Sports. Derrick Henry was in, but now it's T.J. Yeldon before the snap who comes in for Bama. 1st and 10, the Tide from their own 7-yard line. Got to be careful here. So you give it to Yeldon. He'll go outside to the 10. Stiff arms a man to the 15-yard line. Great job. A stiff arm of Jonathan Ford on a 7-yard pickup out to the 15-yard line.
Well, we talk about this buffet of offensive plays, and not to overuse that analogy. But this is where you've got to let your run game eat, Eli, because with 6:30 left, with every precious second that runs off that clock, it's valuable at the end of this football game, because Alabama's not out of the woods yet by any means, up 12.
Force Auburn to use timeouts as we get later in the game. 6 1/4 to go. Bama up 48-36. Here now the give. Yeldon, nothing up the middle, kicks it back outside, and he is run out of the bounds by Jonathan Ford across the way. Everybody is okay.
Well, that was an
Say he gets a
exceptional
yard.
individual effort by T.J. Yeldon because there was nothing there at the point of attack. He reversed field and almost turned that play from disaster into a successful conversion, comes up 2 yards short, and now Bama looking at 3rd and 2.
Derrick Henry checks in. Christian Jones checks in. Alabama with a 3rd and 2 play. Snapping it from their own 16, they need the 18. Bama 4 of 8 in 3rd down conversions. Sims calls his own number up the middle, 1st down, and he gets to the 26-yard line. No hesitation, called his own number. That was a designed play from the get-go. A little of Nick Marshall thrown back at the Auburn Tigers.
I tell you, Bama has flipped the script on Auburn. They've thrown the double seam. Now they come back with the design quarterback run, a light box by the Auburn Tigers. Alabama has them outnumbered. Blake Sims takes that shotgun snap, takes a counter step to his right, and then accelerates up the middle for the 1st down.
Derrick Henry is in. Remember, every time he's been in, Bama has thrown the football long. This time, though, they give it to Derrick for his 3rd run of the night. He finds running room. He's to the 40. He's to the 45-50. He's down the right side, 40, 35-30. He's to the 25-yard line. No need to throw it long. Let him run it long. 49 yards. Derrick Henry, and that is going to be his longest rush of the year. He had a 28-yarder against Tennessee. Totally obliterates that with that 49-yard run.
Well, watch that big horse run. Derrick Henry had room to get out and gallop, and he takes it all the way to the 25 of the Auburn Tigers. And I tell you, you're seeing hands on hip and some heads dropping on that Auburn defense. Alabama trying to put the proverbial knife in here with less than 5 minutes on the clock.
4:39 remaining. From the 25 of Auburn, 1st and 10, Derrick Henry. Have it again. Oh, and he runs into the middle of the D and is quickly slammed down. The Auburn Tigers, Jamel President. First time we have mentioned his name tonight, or maybe only the second. The number 9 tackler on the ball club was there and slams Derrick Henry down to the turf. It'll be a 2nd and 10. Jamel President from Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, the number 9 tackler on the Auburn team.
Well, you throw to get leads and you run to close it out. And that's what Alabama's trying to do here in the latter stages of the 4th quarter.
Inside 4 minutes, Bama up. 2nd down and 10. From the 25 of Auburn, here's the give. Henry, near side, big hole, open, he's going to go! Touchdown, Alabama! 25 yards! Touchdown!
Can I say it, Eli? Alabama's going to win the football game.
Alabama's going to win the football game, though we're used to doing that and nobody's going to go on the field. But how about the blocking? Austin Shepard and Ari Quanjo. Great leads, and I mean, folks, you could have driven a Mack truck through that hole.
Well, and that Mack truck's got Derrick Henry written on the side, and he galloped, ran into the end zone in Alabama. I said they need to clear 30. How about a half 100, tacking on the 55th point for the Crimson Tide.
Extra point by Adam Griffith is up and good. So this one reminds you of the 1948 game when Alabama beat Auburn 55-0. The last time they hung 55 on the Auburn Tigers. You know, Joe Willie Namath is beside us. He's just doing a little dance in Bill Battle's booth. He can still move. He really can. Lots of celebrating all the way around as Bama leads 55-36 with 3:46 to go in the ball game. The Brombergs' Rolex scoring drive. 6 plays, 92 yards. They went just about the length of the field in 3 minutes and 9 seconds. Let's pause now 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network. We are back, and the celebrating continues. This matches, as we said, the most points ever that Alabama has hung up on Auburn, matching the 55 in 1948. Tom Roberts, what was it like that day?
I knew you were going to ask. That was the resumption of the series.
Yes, it was.
And how sweet this one is. Resumption of the domination.
Alabama laying those points on, and they did it in come-from-behind fashion. They were on the canvas, as Nick Saban will say, and like a heavyweight, they got up off the canvas. Now J.K. Scott boots it away. It's Corey Grant from the 6. Goes left, 30, spins out to the 35-yard line. And Auburn will go to work with all of their timeouts. But Alabama on top, 55-36.
A 19-point lead. That's a 3-score lead. 2 touchdowns, 2 two-point conversions, and a field goal. You would think that would be next to impossible with 3 minutes and 41 seconds left in this football game.
All right, honestly, out there, folks, how many of you thought we would see 91 points put up on the board tonight? Doesn't matter which team you're pulling for. How many of you thought we'd see 91? I didn't expect that. High scoring, yes, but this is not what I expected. Here's Marshall now. Looks right, pumps, pulls it down and throws it left. It is Cameron Artis-Payne who'll get out to the 40-yard line from the 35. It'll be a pickup of 5. With 3:27 remaining in the ball game, clock moving. Auburn has all their timeouts, as does Alabama.
Auburn has every screen in the book. They haven't thrown a lot of them, but there was one to Cameron Artis-Payne, only picks up 4 yards. Alabama will gladly concede that yardage.
Pressure from behind, and now Jonathan Allen comes in. Sack number 2 of Nick Marshall tonight. Jonathan Allen got him from behind after he was stood up in front. Great effort by the Tide.
Well, Jonathan Allen is an All-American type player on and off the field. He gets the pressure there, sacks Nick Marshall, and Alabama now looking at a 3rd and 7. Auburn's got 2 more shots to pick up the first down, and Bama can try and nail the coffin on the Auburn Tigers right here.
On a 3rd and 7 after that big defensive sack. Straight drop Marshall. Everybody's covered. DJ Petway looks at him. Gets close. Marshall throws it long. It's tipped away by Alabama in double coverage at the 20. Looking for Duke Williams. And Alabama had the coverage downfield. Good job by Nick Perry. He and Landon Collins with support from Jabril Washington.
Well,
4th down and 7.
Bama maintained their coverage. Nick Marshall had to move around, tries to throw it deep. Throw it up for grabs, really. Bama kept their poise, no pass interference. They get the ball down, and now Bama 1 snap away at 4th and 8 from ending this football game.
Auburn 1 of 2 in 4th down conversion plays tonight. Here's a 4th and 7 from their own 37. Pressure again. Marshall has to scramble. He'll come near side and throw. It is Quan Bray who'll make the grab for a first down at the 48-yard line. He came back to the ball with Bradley Silv on coverage. Auburn now moving the chains. 2:13 remaining. Bama still up big. 55-36. Shotgun snap. Quick release. Far side, Corey Grant. He'll get to the left side and is manhandled by the Bama defense. Trey DePriest puts him down along with Geno Smith after a pickup of 5. Football is at the 45.
That clock dribbles now below 2 minutes.
Dribble on, O'Clock. 3 wides right, 1 to the left. Marshall, shotgun, looks, throws across the middle, caught. First down, Duke Williams with Landon Collins covering him. And they move the chains inside the 35 to the 33. A minute 38 to go in the ball game. Bama leads 55-36. Nick Marshall shotgun. Wide outs either way. He's flushed. He runs far side. He's going to head to the sideline. Smart play. Stops the clock. Trey DePriest was coming in to close in on him, and he gets to the 30. It's a pickup of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. The clock stops with 1:25 to go.
Yeah, and again, Alabama content to allow Auburn to move the ball here some, take those throws underneath, force Marshall to run out of bounds. Auburn still has not used a timeout. 1:25 remaining in this game. Alabama up 19.
Here now is 2nd down and 7. Pressure again. Marshall throws far side. Grant. He'll run into the Bama defense at the 27-yard line. It'll be a gain of 3. It'll be a 3rd down and 5 upcoming for Auburn. Clock to 1:10 remaining, and Gus Malzahn not using any timeouts. They have them all, but we're inside of a minute now. Inside of a minute in the 2014 Iron Bowl. Bama watching Marshall. Takes the snap, throws it up the middle. It is caught, and lunging forward for a 1st down inside the 15 of the 14 is going to be Grant coming out of the backfield.
The clock momentarily stops, but again, Eli, mathematically impossible for Auburn to score 19 points in less than 45 seconds.
Bama up 55-36. Marshall looks, throws, 5-yard line, catch is made. Duke Williams. He is hit hard as he makes the grab. They'll spot it for a 1st down.
Timeout. Auburn. It's their first timeout of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
And as you hear from Hubert Owens, the announcement on the timeout. So you look over 2 of the last 3 Iron Bowls. In 2012, Alabama wins 49-0. That was here. Right now, Alabama leads 55-36 here. So at the moment, Alabama has rung up 104 points on Auburn in their last 2 visits to Bryant-Denny Stadium.
Well, it's just been a sensational response by this Alabama offense when the chips were really down after 3 turnovers by Blake Sims. He stuck to his beliefs. The coaches actually turned to Jake Coker to take some snaps and warm up to a degree. And when Blake Sims saw the relief pitcher in the bullpen, he bore down and got the job done.
Remember, Auburn was up 33-21 in this half. 1st and goal from the 5, Auburn. Bray in motion to the right side. Marshall rolls right. Marshall looks. Pressure off the back, and he throws high off the hands of Coates. Incomplete in the corner of the end zone. Sammy ranging high at 6'2", 201 with great jumping ability, but even he could not pull in that high throw.
And Auburn had that situation where Marshall could have pulled up and thrown it back to a screen to the opposite side of the field. This team makes you defend the full width of the field, but Alabama's defense has just been unbelievably sound down here in the red zone.
30 seconds to go. 2nd and goal, Auburn from the 5. Bama up big. Marshall throws, end zone, nobody home, and complete. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 5. Again in the red zone tonight. Auburn has had 8 trips, this being the 8th. They have 1 touchdown, 5 field goals, and 1 turnover on down. So this is their 8th trip into the end zone, or into the red zone, I should say.
Yeah, this Bama defense has just performed beautifully in this part of the field. I know that Nick Saban's going to talk about the bombs away version of his defense out in the field, but down in this part of the field, Alabama's just been sensational.
Auburn on the 3rd and goal. Here's the give. Grant up the middle. He gets to the goal line, dives in for an Auburn touchdown. So the former Alabama Crimson Tide, who redshirted here in 2010, then transferred in 2011, gets a 5-yard touchdown run against his former team.
And again, that clock wound down from outside the 3-minute mark when Auburn took over all the way down to 20 seconds. So this is what you want to do defensively. Make them use the clock to go the length of the field. That's exactly what happened.
Timeout. Auburn. It's their 2nd charge timeout of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
unusual right there.
Yeah, Auburn down 55-42, so you can go for 2 now or go ahead and kick it. But it looks like that Gus Malzahn may put his offense back on the field. Because remember, if he goes for 2 here, makes it, that'd make it 55-44, so they'd be down 11. And you're talking about then scoring
Still
a touchdown, a two-point conversion, and then a field goal. Mathematically impossible. I'm no scientist, Eli, but there's no way that can happen with 20 seconds left in this game.
Alabama next up will play the Missouri Tigers next Saturday in the SEC championship game. Bama going back home to where they have been so many times, the SEC championship game. It is a 3 o'clock Central Time kickoff. Our coverage from the Georgia Dome will begin at noon
and
Central.
I'm almost certain this will be the last SEC title game at the Georgia Dome, because the new stadium, will it be ready next year or is it the year after?
I am really not sure, to be honest with you. I think it's the year after.
Okay.
So we can play there a few more times yet. All right, the 2-point conversion try. Quan Bray in motion left. Marshall at the 10. Looks, everybody's covered. He's going to try and run. He gets to the goal line, and he will run it in for the 2-point conversion. So Nick Marshall, 2-point conversion run. And the score now is Alabama 55.
What was Alabama's shooting percentage from the field and at the free throw line, Eli?
It sounds like a game at Coleman Coliseum, doesn't it? The Bromberg's Rolex scoring drive, 13 plays for Auburn, 65 yards, and they used 3 minutes and 26 seconds. So, yes, they got their points, but they helped the Tide immeasurably by using that much clock.
Well, I think internally Alabama's biggest goal of this game was to have enough of a substantial lead that there would be no kick 6 possibility. They're certainly willing to concede 65 yards there to use up 3 minutes and 26 seconds. And now a pending onside kick will come here at the 22nd mark. But what a ball game. I mean, This has been unlike any Iron Bowl in the history of the series.
You know that Auburn has run 30 more plays tonight than has Alabama. 89 snaps for Auburn, 59 for the Tide. And listen to these numbers, folks. Auburn's offense, and you got to give them credit. They put points and yards up. 625 yards. Alabama, a paltry 541. What is that, 1,000?
Well, in Alabama, through 11 games, was
1,166 yards, 99 points.
Alabama, of course, was averaging more yardage. It would be the #1 offense in the history of the school. And with a 541-yard night against Auburn, I think for at least the regular season, this will be the most prolific offense in Alabama football history.
All right, the Good Hands team is out there now for what will be an onside kick try by the Auburn Tigers. Daniel Carlson is the kicker. He's got teammates to both sides. Ball comes near, and it's covered up by the Crimson Tide with flags on the play. Flags are down. Charleston Fowler made the play. Ball probably did not go 10 yards. In that scrum of bodies, I could not tell, to be honest with you. But old Nudie comes up with the football. And that, my friends, with 18 seconds to go, is going to give the Iron Bowl to the Crimson Tide. And Brian...
Illegal blocking by the kicking team prior to the ball traveling 10 yards. That penalty is 5 yards added to the spot of recovery. First down.
And look at this. Nick Saban is putting Brian Vogler in to play 1 snap in his senior season at the Iron Bowl. He has been hurt. He's not played all night. He's going to line up way in the backfield as the safety valve here. He's not going to get anywhere near the fray as Bama takes the victory formation. But how classy to put Brian Vogler out there to celebrate at midfield as Alabama wins the Iron Bowl. And the Crimson Tide wins the SEC West and puts the kibosh on the Auburn Tigers tonight by a final of 55-41. And Blake Sims saluting the fans as he runs around the stadium. He's in the end zone to our right, waving wildly to the fans. He's in front of the $1 Million Band and the cheerleaders. He is celebrating what he deserves to celebrate. A magnificent senior year.
Well, he's the man of the hour.
The fans are going to be singing Rammer Jammer till the sun rises here in Tuscaloosa. What a game, 55-44.
And Blake Sims, the man of the hour, jumped on to the perimeter of the fence, those pylons that hold up the fencing around Bryant-Denny Stadium, to salute the crowd and join in that sing-along for the Alabama Crimson Tide, which survives an onslaught of which we've never seen.
Phew.
This Alabama defense absorbed, but they played their best football down in the red zone. That proved to be the difference, and Alabama heads to Atlanta as the SEC West champions on the strength of a 55-44 win here in Bryant-Denny Stadium.
Alabama improves to 11-1 on the regular season, 7-1 in the conference. Auburn drops to 8-4. 4-4 in the SEC. They're down there tied with the LSU Tigers at 8-4 and 4-4 in conference play. Wow. I mean to tell you, this is one of those nights where you go through your fingernails, your hair turns gray, you got to take your heart medicine and duplicate and triplicate. Well, and that was some night.
And Eli, everything was at stake tonight. We learned before the game with Ole Miss's victory over Mississippi State that Alabama was the SEC West champion. Now Alabama takes the next step forward where they'll see another set of Tigers in the form of the University of Missouri, led by a Nick Saban prodigy, Coach Gary Pinkel, and that will be the play-in to a potential berth in this first ever college football playoff.
Total offense tonight for both teams, 1,166 yards. Bama 541, Auburn 625, but the only numbers that matter are Alabama 55, Auburn 44. What a night. The Regions Bank fifth quarter show and the Hyundai Locker Room Report coming up right after these messages. Bama wins big at the 2014 Iron Bowl. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield Sports. Alabama a winner tonight, 55-44. And downstairs now it is time for our post-game visit with Alabama head coach Nick Saban, brought to you by Hyundai. College football fans show their loyalty in all kinds of ways. Ours just buy another Hyundai. Number one in customer loyalty 5 years in a row. Coach, congratulations, and what an unbelievable night.
Unbelievable game.
It was.
You know, you got to be really proud of the players for the way they bounced back and played in the second half, overcame a lot of adversity, you know, especially after not a very good first half, and, you know, a little uncharacteristic for us to play the way we played. You know, I talked before the game about, you know, not channeling emotion, you know, the right way in terms of, you know, trusting and believing in your technique and your tools and the game plan and executing. And I think everybody really wanted to win, but I don't think they were focused on the right stuff. So, but we got it right at halftime and played a lot better in the second half, and I was really, really proud of our players. What a great atmosphere.
Unreal.
You know, our fans were great. They hung in there with the team, and it was really, you know, I think to characterize this team, you have to say they got great competitive spirit because they've always been able to make plays when they need to.
They do. And you like to use boxing analogies. And how about Blake Sims getting up off the canvas? After that third interception that he threw, from that point forward, 9 of 11, 183 yards, 3 touchdowns, 4 rushes for 30 yards, and a touchdown. He just picked himself up off the canvas and went back at it.
Yeah, he sure did. And, when Blake plays like Blake can play and stays in the right place and doesn't get anxious, and, his decision-making is a lot better. And I think after that third interception and they went down and scored, I just think, we were actually thinking of, maybe should we make a change here, because he didn't seem like himself. And I said, I got lots of confidence in you, man, if you'll just go out there and do things the way you're capable of doing them. And he certainly did after that, and it worked out great.
He really did. And what I loved, and of course you know football obviously far better than I, but the way you guys ramped up the pressure on Nick Marshall in the second half. I mean, that was a huge difference in the ball game from the first half.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. We mixed it up a lot better. We were a lot more aggressive. I think our players played better that way. They made some great catches. I mean, we had the plays that they made in the second half, we had them covered.
Yeah.
And they made some really good catches, but in the first half, we just, we were not playing the way Alabama defense plays, and we need to improve it and get it fixed and make it better.
Coach, I want to ask you about that first half. I mean, you're in cover 3 on the one double seam. You're in quarters on the other double seam. They're going over your head. Now Bradley Silv goes in the game, and much like Blake Sims responded on this night, talk about Bradley Silv, who started off the season in the opening lineup and has really not seen much action this year, and then responds in the Iron Bowl to the point where you can dial up that full court press in this basketball on grass era that we're living in now.
Yeah, he did a really, really good job when he was in there. I thought Cyrus did a good job all night. Eddie was just having a tough night, so we tried Tony Brown for a few plays, and I just Bradley, Bradley's always going to do what he's supposed to do, and he's going to do it the way you want him to do it. And, he did a really good job for us. And I think we had a lot of guys out there, though. It was great for our seniors to, play their last game in Bryant-Denny Stadium and have success, and great game to remember because it was a great win. But the way we won was, sort of an unusual way, but, a very memorable way. So, great for those guys, but we had a lot of guys step up tonight, and that's probably why we were able to do what we did in the second half.
Coach, I know you may not know a ton about Missouri at this very moment, but you certainly know a lot about the guy coaching them.
Well, we played together in college, and we actually started coaching together as graduate assistants, and I think he's done a fantastic job with his team. And my focus right now is, just doing what we need to do to get our team to play better, because this was not one of our better games in terms of how we played. We competed great in the game. We made plays when we had to, but when it comes to execution, especially in the first half, not what it needs to be.
Coach, one final thought on a philosophical basis. We were talking during one of the moments when we had a chance to chat up here about Bear Bryant and Shug Jordan sitting together in heaven looking down on this ballpark, and they're saying to each other, what in the heck have they done to our ball game, to our sport? I guess you have to start embracing, we all do have to embrace this style of play, huh? It's here forever?
Well, I think it's here until some rules get changed, and they may never get changed, but it's very difficult to defend, and you certainly can't give up big plays. And to me, that was the big thing with our defense tonight. We just gave up a lot of big plays, and especially in the first half. Even though they made a couple, we had them covered in the second half. They just made some good plays, and our guys kept hanging in there. And I think the big thing in the game was the red zone defense. The red zone defense, and how many field goals did they end up kicking?
5.
5.
Yeah.
Well, they were all deep in the red zone, and they were all red zone stops. So that was a difference in the game for sure.
It really was. Well, listen, enjoy, rest yourself. I know you've been going all day, and it's been a lengthy day, but congratulations, and we'll see you in Atlanta next weekend.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Coach. Coach Nick Saban with us here as Alabama is a winner over Auburn, 55-44. Back to wrap it up right after these messages on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield Sports.